What's happening, fragrance fans, scent chasers, odor collectors? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Eddie and this is Fragnificence. I want to send a special welcome to my fellow hiker trash and fellow metalheads that might be joining us today. Thanks for stopping by. So today we're going to talk about something kind of fun, something very hypothetical. So imagine that you're Phil Connors and you're on your way to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania for Groundhog Day. And before you leave, you're packing your bags and you're grabbing a bottle of fragrance and throwing it in there before you zip it up and take off. So little to your knowledge, the following day you're going to have to relive that day for hundreds, thousands of times, theoretically. And we're going to call it 6 weeks for safety, okay? So 6 weeks, you're going to wear this fragrance every day. So what is it that you're going to wish you threw in there in that suitcase? Well, I have a few ideas to share with you. So we're going to talk about it on the other side of the intro. So don't go away. All right, welcome back, you guys, and thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate all the support. So, in this movie, now this is a guilty pleasure of mine. I watch it every year because it's like a family tradition, and it's one of those movies I never get tired of. And we're going to be talking about fragrances that I never get tired of. I can wear them multiple days in a row. That's the whole point of this video. It's the underlying theme. Yeah, it's based on this holiday that was pretty much invented because there's not really anything else to do but wait for spring in warmer weather. I love the movie, and we find Phil facing all kinds of different situations throughout the movie. You know, he's around other people, in crowds, outside, or he's inside a diner, in a bar, nightclub, playing piano, and then he's got some close encounter moments with Rita there in a couple points in the movie. So you want something that's going to be ultra versatile. You can use for all those situations, and no one's going to be offended because it's got a mass appealing element and it's got this personal enjoyment aspect to it, so you don't get tired of it. I mean, I could have put Sauvage and Dior Homme 2020. You know, there's a couple that you could put that are ultra safe, you know, that you can pull off every day, but you might get bored of it over time. So this is going to try to satisfy that middle ground where it's mass appealing but it's still unique enough to where you really enjoy wearing it. All right, 5 of this list are going to be for this time of year specifically when it's cold. And those of you who are further south, getting some more mild weather, I'm jealous, but I'm happy for you. I'm ready to hit the trail. I'm ready to go hiking. I'm ready to get outside. I'm done with this winter. But anyways, with that said, these first 5 and a couple of the honorable mentions are going to be for this specific time. You really wouldn't want to wear them in the summer. Although I think you could if you just controlled the sprays. And then the other 5 are going to be fragrances that you could probably pull off all year round. I got a couple niche in here. I got a couple designers, and I have some really affordable clones. So we're going to talk about 10 of them, and there's going to be a couple honorable mentions that I want to get into first. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so first honorable mention, we're just going to get it out of the way, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because I just did a full review on it. This is Ted Lapidus Poker Face. So yeah, I'm sorry. If you don't like it, that's fine, but it's my favorite fragrance, and I'm always going to wish I would have brought this if I was in that situation. It's basically La Nuit de L'homme with a little bit of Prada L'homme with that iris, and you get this. So yeah, it's a little powdery, but I still get this creaminess to it because it's got the tonka in there, got the iris, it's got this beautiful sweet cardamom, the spicy cardamom that mixes with the iris. Tonka gives it the sweetness, and it's got a little bit of violet and citrus on the top. So definitely my favorite. Well loved. I've got multiple backup bottles of this. Getting harder to find though, so you may have to pass over it, but it's pretty cheap. You get it for 30 bucks and great performance. Better than the original La Nuit de L'homme. All right, second runners up. Notice that was plural. So first of all, this was a really hard list to put together. I could have had probably 20 runner-ups here, okay? Because there's lots of fragrances that really do fit this bill. But this one, I think, does deserve a mention. I don't know if you guys have tried it. I don't really hear anybody talking that much about it, but this is a fantastic fragrance. This is Lhomme from Yves Saint Laurent. This is the Eau de Parfum. So you get this nice, I think it's mandarin orange in the opening. And you get this nice boozy dry down in here. It's like an oak barrel cognac note. So it gives it something a little bit more special compared to the original Lhomme. Although I do have a bottle of Old Team here. You could have put this in here. This is really nice. This has got some ginger in it. Definitely has a unique character. Some have argued that this is the best version of Lhomme, but it's discontinued and you can get it on eBay, but the prices are starting to go up. But this is available. This is obviously more of a cooler weather fragrance. The performance on both of these is really good. This is going to be a little bit better than the Old Team. All right, so let's get into the main list, shall we? So the first fragrance I want to talk about today is from Parfums de Marly, and this is Herod. Parfums de Marly Herod. So I just picked this up about a month ago from Venba or Aura. I think I got it on sale, so it probably was Venba. I think I paid $180 for this 4.2. It was a special. It was a Christmas special, so I jumped on that. I've had multiple decants of this before I bought this bottle, so I'm really familiar with it. It's just this beautiful cherry tobacco with a touch of vanilla, and then you get some of this rock rose. It's actually called cistus. It's part of that labdanum family, from my understanding, and it just has this sexy, alluring quality to it. It's like if you go into a cigar shop and they have some cherry tobacco cigars or a bag of pipe tobacco kind of laying around. It's that smell when you walk in. I don't know if you've ever been into a cigar shop before, but it's really pleasant and it's got a maturity to it, and it's just got this sexy, alluring quality. And I don't think you're going to offend anybody with this. You could really pull this off. This might be the most challenging one of this list that I'm going to have for you today. But this is one that I would want to smell every day and never get tired of it. So, Parfums de Marly, Herod. So the next fragrance we're going to talk about is something similar to Herod, but it's a little bit more youthful, a little bit more easygoing. It's also got a tobacco note in it, and this is Spicebomb from Viktor & Rolf. This is the Infrared Eau de Toilette. So I could have put the Eau de Parfum version in here. It came out last year, or I think it was last year. That's a little bit more mature, a little bit closer to the skin. This is a lot more, I don't know, juvenile, I guess. I don't know. It's really easy going. Of all the spice bombs that I have in my collection, I think there's 5. This is the zingiest and just the most fun, I guess, of the DNA. This is going to have some red fruits in there. It's got the red apple. It's got 3 different kinds of peppers. Sichuan. What else? Pimento. Red. I think it's got red pepper in here. And then it's got that tobacco in here at the base and some benzoin. So it's going to have some nice resinous sweetness, but most of that sweetness is going to come from the red fruits. And it's just really fun, really playful. It's going to last you a good 6-7 hours. Good performance on this. And I think you can wear it in every situation that Phil found himself in that day. So if you want something versatile, fun, but not boring, I'm saying Spicebomb Infrared Eau de Toilette would be a good pick. So this next one kind of also fits into that Spicebomb Infrared Herod profile because it's got that tobacco note. So this one here has some red fruits, but it's in the form of plum. You're going to get a little bit of nuttiness with some almond, and it's going to have a little bit of floral, soapy floral in there too, as it dries down into this tobacco leather masculine scent. So this is Guerlain's L'homme EDP Extreme. So this one here is probably the favorite in Fragcom of this line, in the Guerlain L'homme EDP line. Not my favorite, because I have special memories tied to the Eau de Parfum, but not everybody likes that cherry note, and I get that, but this one here is good too. This is probably my second favorite, and I can tell I've worn it a lot. I mean, I've got a pretty big dent in there. Actually, Randy, Fragrance Dude, shout out to you, Randy, gave me a sample of this, and as soon as I smelled it, it's like, yep, got to get that, because it was hard to find at the time. Before, it had a different color scheme, and I'll maybe put a picture of it here, but a lot of people thought it was discontinued for a while, but it came back with the new color scheme. So you can find this pretty readily on discounters. It's kind of in that $100 range, or at least it was when I bought this. But you can get this, I think, on Fragrance Buy. I'm going to try to put a link to all of these in the comments or in the description down below. So That way, if you want any of these, you'll be able to find them. So you're going to get good performance out of here. You're going to get that tobacco leather masculine note with a little bit of soapy cleanness from the heliotrope. Just a great fragrance, crowd pleaser. You're not going to offend anybody, and you're going to have this scent bubble that's really, really pleasing. You're going to enjoy wearing it. You probably actually have somebody ask you what you're wearing too, because it's unique. Not everybody's wearing this. So another great quality. It's going to make you stand out. All right, so moving on to the next one. So I'm really excited to talk about this next one. It's probably the most masculine in this list. One of the cheapest in this list too. This is a clone of Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. A number of fragrances could have gone here because there's been multiple clones that have been made over the last couple of years, but this is the one that I have and the one I enjoy. And this is from the house of Maison Alhambra. This is Amber and Leather. And guys, this is amazing fragrance. This is, like I said, masculinity in a bottle, but it's not overbearing. It's not too in your face. You got great performance on this. You're going to have this photorealistic leather accord. You're going to have some violet, some cardamom in here, and I believe some white moss. And my bottle, as you can see, is clear. The bottle is typically painted black, but all the paint on mine chipped off. So it started chipping off, so I just took it all off. And I think it looked better like that. But I do have a backup bottle because it's one of the 6 or 7 fragrances in my collection that I actually do have a backup bottle for. You guys, this is one, if you like leather, I'm telling you, this is blind buy safe. Naturally, with any fragrance you want to try before you buy, especially with niche, I definitely always recommend waiting, getting a $5, $10, $20 decant to try before you buy a full bottle, because you know this can be expensive. And I know that there's lots of times there's urgency to hurry up and get the new thing while it's available, because we always have this anxiety that it's not always going to be available. But 9 chances out of 10, you know, save up your money. Don't, you know, finance a fragrance. Just save your money and then buy it, you know, when you can afford it. I mean, can't recommend this one enough. I say if you can get it, I say roll the dice if you like leather. Can't go wrong with this one, man. This is awesome. I love this stuff. So this next one I'm really excited to talk about. This is a recent pickup. I got this a couple of months ago at fragrancenet.com with the 37% coupon. This one here is my perfect segue into the fresher side of the list. This is versatile, a little bit playful, but not too playful. It's masculine, and I smelled this and it just blew me away. And this is called Gentleman Boisé Eau de Parfum from the house of Givenchy. So this right here is my favorite in the line. Until I got this, the Reserve Privé was my favorite in the line because I love the iris and I love the boozy quality to it. But this right here is super versatile. I mean, this is way more versatile. This has still got a little bit of the iris, although it's been toned down. You get a little bit of geranium and some black pepper and coriander spice in the top, but then you got some woods, and you have this cocoa note in here that kind of gives it a little bit of sweetness and just kind of balances everything out. It could be a boring fragrance, you know. You could argue that the EDT or the EDT Intense is way more versatile than this, but this just adds that little bit of extra special touch that makes it stand out. So this is one of those fragrances that I would enjoy smelling day after day after day, but it would still make everyone happy that I'm around. You know, it wouldn't offend anybody. This is really a great dumb reach with character. You know, if Dior Homme 2020 was the king of dumb reaches, this would be the king of dumb reaches with character, in my opinion. You know, I feel the same way about another one in this list that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But this is such a great pickup, guys. If you can get this for around that $70, $80 price point, then I would recommend it. It's just really good. If you want something versatile with that extra character and you like iris, you would probably like this. But if you can, you know, try it before you buy it. I say that with everything. You know, the cheapies, you can usually pull the trigger without too much regret. But this is a fantastic fragrance. Highly recommend it. So now we're getting into the fresher side of things. Fresher stuff that Phil would have wore if the Groundhog Day was a little bit more mild, I guess. Most of these fragrances, you'll notice some common ground. There'll be some notes that are common to a lot of them, whether it's amber or geranium or cedar, because those notes are in most of these. You're going to get some spice in the top of some kind, whether it's cardamom or black pepper. The first 5, you know, if you'll notice, a lot of them had tobacco and leather and vanilla along with that amber, but these next ones are going to have more of a citric quality or an aquatic nature. This one right here is kind of somewhere in the middle because it's fresh, but it doesn't really have citrus in it. At least I don't think it does. I don't really get it. But this is one that I was late to the party on. I put it off because everybody in FragCom and all the reviewers made it sound like it was a boring office fragrance and it wasn't very exciting. So I didn't even bother to go try it out. I had other things that I was more interested in. But when I finally tried it and bought it, it was one of my favorite pickups of last year. It is Lhomme. And you guys, this has been out for a long time. Most of you know about this fragrance, so I don't need to go on and on about it. But I am here to sing its praises because I did not realize how good this was. So those of you who are new, get down to Macy's, Ultra, and try this. Don't put this one off. This is going to give you something really special. It's fresh. You're going to get some soapy, high quality soapy tones out of this. You're going to get some lavender and some iris. You're going to get some black pepper spice in the top, and you're going to get some cedarwood in the bottom. But this just has that extra character that will set you apart. I mean, this has been around for a long time, so it's not super unique, but it is super clean and super classy, man. This is another one like the Givenchy where you could go to the office and wear this, and I think you could wear this on a first date, and it would be very appropriate. So, I'm glad I have it. It's just a good performer too. I mean, I have dry skin, especially this time of year, but I still get 5 hours out of it. So most of you guys will probably get better performance. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Let me know in the comments below if you have it and what kind of performance you get, because I would be interested in knowing. But anyways, it definitely deserves to be in this list. I think if Phil had this in his suitcase on his way to Puxatawny, I think Rita would have been eating out of the palm of his hand. So this next fragrance is a little bit of an indulgence, I admit, because I'm on a tropical kick. I've bought a few tropical fragrances here in the past couple months because I'm just so over this cold weather. I'm done with it. I'm ready for spring, summer. I want to get out, hit the trail, do some backpacking. I'm tired of being cooped up in this house. So I got some tropicals, and this one here is a niche tropical. One of 2 niche tropical, no, 3 tropicals that I bought that are niche. And this one here is the most affordable niche tropical that I know of. But it's really fun, probably the most youthful in this list, but it's still just a great vacation in a bottle type profile. This is Coco Loco from Sahara. This right here, this has got a great atomizer, great presentation. This right here is going to open up with some fruits like some pear, pineapple, clementine, and you're going to get some coconut in the middle there, but it's not going to be too much like sunscreen. I know that matters to some of y'all, but it doesn't bother me. But it's more of a fruity coconut, and you're going to get some cardamom, and you're going to get some cedar and pimento in the base. So like I said, playful, fun. Everybody's going to like this. I can't see why they would be offended by this. Just don't overspray it. You know, it's a heavier tropical, kind of like Le Parfum, where you could really pull it off this time of year, without a problem. So I highly recommend this. This presentation right here. So when you order this from the website, these caps come in different colors. You don't know what you're going to get. It's kind of a surprise, but it's going to be one of the colors on this front plate. So it's going to be either this reddish orange or blue or yellow or purple. And I really wanted the purple, but I ended up getting the lavender. And at first I didn't like it, but it kind of grew on me. And why? Well, I mean, if you look at it, it matches the road on the sides, giving it this really symmetrical look. And it makes it look really nice on the shelf. So I'm happy with it, and I'm really glad that I got the lavender cap. So anyways, fun fragrance, crowd pleasing, but it's going to be something special that you're going to enjoy every day. It's Coco Loco from Sahara. All right, so this next fragrance is a 9 out of 10. It's just fantastic. One of my favorites in my entire collection. In fact, if it wasn't for Poker Face, this probably would be my favorite, okay? So this is supposed to be a clone of Bulgari Tiger. This is Afnan's Tarafi Blue. And guys, this is just a magical Blue Fragrance Experience. This is the ultimate versatile fragrance, crowd pleaser with that something extra that makes it special. And even though it's simple in its note breakdown, I mean, you're looking at, I think, bergamot, mandarin, some amber, big surprise, some woods, and some musk. It's just a simple note breakdown, but it's one of those ones that it's more than the sum of its parts. Can't quit singing its praises. This is one that blew me away and I couldn't get enough of when I bought it. So if you want an ultimate versatile fragrance that's going to be a little bit special that you really won't get tired of because it's that interesting, this might be the one for you. I spent $32 on it when I first bought it a couple of years ago on fragrancebuy.ca. My backup bottle, I think I paid a little bit more for, but it's still between that $30 and $40 price point. Definitely worth it. The only thing I don't like about it, I'm going to spray it. It's so good. Great atomizer, but you have to be careful about how you set it on your shelf because it has a tendency to flop over if you're not careful because it's a little top heavy. Typically, I like them a little top heavy, to be honest, but in this case, I wish it had a little more junk in the trunk. Fantastic. You got to check this out if you've never tried it. This is Afnan's Tarathi Blue. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk about is Citrus Aquatic. There's all kinds of things going on in this. It's very zingy. It's got some ginger. It's got some citrus, a little bit of spice. I think it's got some white musk in here, but it's got some aquatic notes. And it's even got a little bit of rose in here, believe it or not. This is from the house of Mancera. This is Aqua Wood. So if you're new to fragrance and you're just getting a taste of niche, this is a great house to start off with. They're very affordable. Great presentations, magnetic cap, pressurized atomizer. You're going to get a little bit of pear in the top. It's going to have this gorgeous scent trail. This is probably the freshest of the bunch. Nothing wrong with that. You still get really good performance, about 4 to 6 hours, which is pretty good for a fragrance like this, but you're going to get those woods in the bottom and you're going to get that nice aquatic touch. You could use this all year round. Very masculine, very fresh. Can't go wrong with Mancera's Aqua Wood. And finally, we're going to talk about the Blue King, the one that truly does it all. It's Chanel's Bleu de Chanel. So I picked the Eau de Parfum, but seriously, you could throw a frickin' dart at any of the concentrations. This is the Goldilocks. This is going to open up with the mandarin and the lemon. You're going to get some vanilla and some cedar in here, and I think you're going to get some tonka and maybe some sandalwood. So it's a nice balance. You know, you're not going to get the brightness of the EDT with the ginger and the frankincense, and it's a little bit brighter than the Eau de Parfum. But I have all three, and this is really the most versatile. So if there was one fragrance, I mean, it had to be in this list. You know, it's a no-brainer. So we won't go on and on about it, but if you want the ultimate versatile fragrance that can truly do it all, satisfy a crowd, but still be special and be enjoyable on a daily basis, this is the one you want. A little pricey, but you can still get this for under $200. Yeah, it's kind of pricey. Try it before you buy. Always try before you buy. You can get decants of this for cheap at Scent Splint, places like that. So, all right, so that's it. Bleu de Chanel, that's our number 10. Well, guys, that's my 10, and this is my first list video. I appreciate you joining me and hanging out with me to the end. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me. Which one of these do you own? Which ones do you like? Which ones have you tried? Let me know down in the comments down below if there's any that maybe could have made this video that I forgot about that you like. Give me one of these. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you can always be informed of when I release the next video. And thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you all real soon in the next fragrance video. Have a good one, guys. See you later.